Hi, I'm Chris Converse, and thank you for joining me today. So today I want to take a little bit of a deeper dive into some of the sharing capabilities that are built into Acrobat. Not only the desktop application, but mobile for phones and tablets, and the website. And when we share a PDF file, the PDF will be served through Document Cloud server, and you can read the PDF on all the devices I just mentioned. And in addition, you can also start reviews where people can comment on those individual files that are being shared. And we can monitor the progress, who's viewed items, who has responded in a shared review through any of those individual devices. So it doesn't matter where you start the workflow. And when we share a document, we have a couple of ways that we can share that. We can share it with a simple URL, which will invoke a web browser for anybody who receives that. You can attach them to emails or webmails. And you can also just simply send it right through the Document Cloud server, and Document Cloud will take care of sending out an email. And in all of those cases, we can track the progress. So on my screen here, we can see our shared items showing up over here. And this will show me all of the items I have out that are being viewed. I'll click on this. Any of the items that are out for review, and any documents I've sent out to get a signature on. And so while I'm doing this demonstration, I won't have access to the share or the comment panel. However, there are some people from Adobe who are standing by to answer questions. So feel free to add your comments, add questions into the chat pod. And so to get started, I'm going to start here on the desktop. I have my recents listing showing up here, and I'm going to open up this PDF file. So I'm going to double click this. This is actually on the cloud, and I can tell because I can see the little cloud icon here if I go back to my home screen. And so this PDF file here, this is a handout from the Adobe Max lab that we did at Max 2018. I'm really hoping that we can do this again, a newer version for 2019. So I'm going to want to share this with a couple of folks to show them what we did last year, maybe get some comments, maybe get some people giving us new ideas for the next lab. So what I can do here inside of the Document Cloud version of Acrobat, the desktop version, is come up here and click on the blue share button. So this is a new big blue button that showed up in the latest version of the Document Cloud desktop application. And if I come over here and click on this, my side panel will then change into all of the options I have for sharing this document. So I'm going to just slide this over a little bit in case my video is in the way. So up here we have a couple of options in the shared panel. And these are sort of broken into a couple of different groups. The first group is called Invite People. And what we can do here is enter in email addresses. And what will happen is the email addresses that we add will get sent to those recipients via the Document Cloud server. So all I need to do is come in here and type in some email addresses. And once I hit OK, then that will then set this document to be viewable by the people that I put into the email list. And again, Document Cloud will send out that email. So I'm not using my own webmail, or I'm not using my own email client. Now, when I do that, I have the option of choosing the option to choose whether or not people who receive that can only view the PDF or they can review. So I'll check on this option here. And this means anybody who receives that link can then start adding comments and seeing other people's comments on that PDF file. Now, when I choose this, people can view that PDF on the website through a web browser, or they can look at it through the free Adobe Reader or the full version of Acrobat. So that's the first way that we can send out all of our files. The second option under Get Link, what this does is this will give me a URL back to the Document Cloud server for this PDF file, and I can choose how this PDF file can be accessed. If I just choose View File, again, just like before with Invite People, whoever gets that link can only look at the file. They can't do anything else with the file. If I choose Review, these people can also jump into a review here. The difference is, if I choose Invite People, this is where Document Cloud is going to send the email out from the Document Cloud server. So again, Acrobat and Document Cloud will take care of that for you. If you choose Get Link, what this means is I want that URL to put into my own email so that I can send this out. So let's take a look at what this would look like. So I'm going to click on just simply View File here, and then I'll come down here and click Create Link. Currently, that PDF file is on the Document Cloud, but there is no public way to get to that file, and there's no private way to get to the file. So public means I could make a link that anyone could access if they have the URL, which may be good if you maybe are a restaurant and you have a menu that you want everyone to see. But maybe if this is a document here that I don't quite want to share with everyone, I can just pick specific people to send it to. In either case, I'm going to come in here and click on Create Link. that tells the Document Cloud server to create a URL that is shareable, public or private, so that this can be viewed outside of just my Document Cloud account. And so down here, I can now see that this link has been created. So I can choose copy link. I can also click track documents. So I'll just come in here and click copy link. So that's now copied to my clipboard. So now I could open up my email client. I could paste in this URL. I could also paste this into any other way that I can securely chat with people, maybe through something like Slack or any other sort of chat software as well. So with that done, I'm going to come up here and click on the X. So that is the URL that I have created. So I'm going to come back here and click share. Come down and choose get link, and just remind you that we can also do this as a review file as well. So I also want to show how this behaves on a mobile device as well. So I'm going to come in here and bring up my phone. So I'll move this over here to the right a little bit. And in order to see the contents on my phone, I have Acrobat running here. So if I were to sort of close this away and tap back, all I did here on my mobile device was come over here and launch Acrobat. So on Acrobat Mobile, I'm on my home screen by default. Down here along the bottom, I have the option to choose how I can see all of my different documents. I'll go to Files, for example, and under Locations, I can choose a bunch of different places where I can see my documents. If I go to Document Cloud, I'm looking at exactly the same view on my mobile device as I am on the desktop. And in here, I'll come in here and just open up this same document here. So inside of here, if I wanted to do the sharing the same way we did on the desktop, I would come up here and click on this action icon, which is this little icon here. I tap on that, and you'll see all of the same settings down here. So under Get Link, for example, I can come in here, click Copy Link, which I could tap right here. This will create a link, and then it will automatically come up on this particular operating system and ask me which application I'd like to send that link to. If I hit Mail, for example, this will come up and automatically create a new mail message with that link inside of there. So as I mentioned before, the Get Link gives me the ability to get that URL, but use whatever method I would like to use to send that out. So I'll just close and delete the draft on that. On the mobile device, I have an option down here that says Share a Copy. This is very similar to the desktop's Send Attachment. So on my phone, if I come down here and hit Share a Copy, this will give me a few other options. I can invite people, or I can continue with the sharing process. This will then send out that URL, and it'll give me a chance to decide what application I'd like to use to send that out. So I'm going to hit Continue. And then again, I can choose what application on my mobile device that I would like to complete that particular sharing process with. So I'll hold this for a moment. Back on the desktop, let's come over here and take a look at Send as Attachment. So that's very similar to what we saw on the mobile device with Send a Copy. So Send as Attachment, I can choose to use my default application. In this case, I'm using Mail on the Mac OS. If I come down and choose Webmail, I can come down here and choose Gmail or another web application. And once I do this, I can come down here and click Continue. And then what Acrobat's going to do is it's going to package up a PDF. It's going to log me into my webmail application. It's going to then upload the PDF to the webmail application, set it as an attachment, let me send out or rather set up the people I'd like to invite, and then send that out. So Send as Attachment, like Get Link, also gives me the ability to choose how I would like to control the link that's being sent out. So at this point, I want to jump over to the website because everything that we've been doing can be done through the web as well. So we don't have to have an application on our mobile device, nor do we have to have an application on our computer as well. So I'm going to come over here and let's go back to our web browser. Let's bring this up real quick. So one of the quickest ways you can get to your Document Cloud files is to go to the adobe.com homepage. So on the adobe.com homepage, when you're logged in, we have two options here, Creative Cloud and Document Cloud. So I can come down here and click on Your Files. That will bring me right into the documentcloud.adobe.com website. And of course, you can go to documentcloud.adobe.com as well. So you might want to bookmark that if you're doing a lot of work with your PDF files online. So on the website here, I can see my file. So I'm going to click to open this. And now I'm looking at the PDF file dynamically rendered in a web browser that looks exactly like my mobile device and my desktop application. And on the right-hand side, in the upper corner here, I have my share button. I can click on this and you'll see all of the same sharing options that we had from before, with the exception of the link in the center. We have our invite people option and we have our get link. We don't have a mail attachment. And that's because inviting people And sending this inside of here will then have Document Cloud trigger that email link, and of course, link to the PDF file that's already in Document Cloud. So we can control how that works inside of here as well. So I'm going to come up here and click my left button to go back. On the main screen here in Document Cloud, you'll see that I have a bunch of items under sharing. So I can come over here and click for viewing. Now this is the same thing that we saw, if I move this out of the way, in my desktop application. So if I go to Home inside of Desktop for viewing, that's the same set of files that I'm seeing in the website over here as well. Then we have for review, and I can see which documents have been sent out for review. If I click on these ones, I will get a live view of not only the PDF file, but who's been invited and what comments they've added to the document showing up inside of here as well. So that's a lot of sharing options that we have inside of Acrobat. So I think the key thing to keep in mind is when you initiate a share, you have the option of letting Document Cloud take care of it, which is in the invite list. You have the ability to generate URLs that you can then use under the get link. And then of course you can have Acrobat either on your mobile device or your desktop application, package up and attach a PDF directly to an email through the send link, or you can use the website and have that link automatically tracked to people that you invite to your document. So that's a lot of ways that you can share your file. Before I go, I do have one question that is being pushed into me from Rob, who's asking if he can initiate a PDF on the Document Cloud website, initiate a review. And the answer is yes. When we were looking at the invite list, one of the options that you could check was to initiate that as a review. So you can just have a PDF file on the web, use only a web browser. Maybe you're not even using your own computer. Maybe you're just logged in somewhere else, and you can still initiate that review and start that entire process. And so before I sign off, on the next episode, we're actually going to take a document that we got from review and use Acrobat to compare the document. So this particular document here, I did get some comments from a couple of different folks. And unfortunately, I have two different PDFs that have minor adjustments between the two. So we can use Acrobat to compare those documents. And so with that, I hope you found this helpful, and join me for the next episode where we have Acrobat compare PDF documents for us.